Hello, I'm David Hunt and welcome to The Art Hunter. My guest today got his acting union card at the age of 9. Landed roles in Australia's iconic soaps, Neighbours and the best soap ever, Secret Life of Us. I didn't even know he was in that, to be quite honest. Came to note internationally in the Academy Award nominated Animal Kingdom, and why wouldn't it? Because he plays the tough guy beautifully. Along came the TV series Strike Back, and then the groundbreaking Blind Spot, which he was the big star. Ooh, look at him. Former US President Bill Clinton loved the show and singled him out in the show as well. And then he's gone topless with 300, The Rise of the Empire. It's over my shoulder, you know, like, I bet you had to work out a lot for that. And many, many other amazing Australian shows. And we might talk about a tattoo that he has in a very interesting spot. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. Oh, he doesn't even know where I'm talking about.
No.
But he told me that on radio one time a few years back.
That one?
No. Or did you lie to me about the other one?
I
haven't even introduced
you
yet.
Oh. Hi.
Hi. Well, it's coming up on the screen anyway by now. Sully, hello and welcome.
Hello.
Look at you. What a career you've forged for yourself.
Thank you. Still forging.
Of course.
Still forging.
Is there's still the hunger there? You know, the thinking, I still want to do something big, and better, and
I don't know, better. It was, to have the opportunity to tell stories, and I think Australia, we have some good stories to tell, but then also overseas, that door opening, thanks to Animal Kingdom. There's obviously there's more stories on the shelves.
So but you very much, and I did mention it, you play the tough guy, like the.
I did.
you did, but when you get to know you're not that person. You're like you're a lovely, kind, nice person. Believe it or not, people. So
that's why I'm an actor.
But that's your acting skill. And do you find it funny that you often get cast in that sort of role?
I think from the start, doing Neighbours or Blue Heelers or whatever, I was always sort of the naughty kid or, the guy from the wrong side of the tracks. So that fits. But then, to end up doing action and whatever, a director told me once, he was like, you've got this vulnerability within you. As you said, in real life, I'm a lovable teddy bear. He said to me, it's a funny thing to, and a great sort of gift that you have to be able to be vulnerable. You can cry or whatever, but then you can also kick ass.
Yeah.
So that was, I guess that was, that's the pigeonhole I've sort of found myself in.
But you all of a sudden look back and, on what I said, the union card at 9. Yeah. And it was an auntie that her kids got involved.
Yes.
And then you and, was it your sister?
Yeah.
Got involved in acting?
You've done good research.
Thank you. What was it about acting that you thought, I am interested in this? Because, like a lot of kids don't get it, do they, at that age?
I did, at that time it was fun. It was, and I think I was doing commercials and, I think I nearly lost a tooth on a Smarties commercial.
Oh, did you?
We ate so many Smarties.
You shouldn't say that.
Well, I think, it's gone now. That was something like over 30 years ago. But I think when I was a teenager, young teenager, a director he'd seen a photo of me or asked to cast me in a short film, and it was fun. But that was when it became fun. But it was great that I was, I was shitting myself because all the kids were talking about going to drama school, and I was like, oh God, so we have to go to school to do this stuff. But he took me aside and said, don't Don't go to school. And saying that to a teenager, like, a grown man just going, well, whatever you've got, just don't go to school because they'll
knock it out of you.
Yeah. And then, so thank God for him saying that, because I was like, good, I don't have to go to drama school. But it seemed to work, just sort of obviously
learning your skills on
sets, but also in life. Instead of, I don't know, that's sort of how I approach scenes or characters. Imagining that character in that situation,
right?
Or imagining myself in that situation, and then applying that to a character.
Yeah.
But I ended up seeing some students from drama schools, and you could tell which school they were from because they did a similar thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is, it was. I'm glad the director said that to me.
Right. Okay. All those drama teachers out there are like.
I know, probably hating me. Sorry. Yeah. You probably would have kicked me out of drama school anyway.
Yeah, because he's a naughty boy.
Sometimes.
But your mother loves you.
I play the naughty boys. I'm really, offset. I'm really not.
Talking about playing a part, is there one part at this particular stage in your career? Because you're still a young man, so you've got a hell of a long way to go.
It's a good interview. Yes.
Is there one role that you thought this is the one that you're so proud of, or is there many?
Animal Kingdom, hands down, for what it did for all of us, and then to be part of a film like that touched so many people, that was easily I'm most proud. And then I guess Strike Back, developing that character and being able to do stunts and whatever, and travelling the world, that was a lot of fun.
But what about Blind Spot? Which you were the main star of that, yeah. and Bill Clinton spoke about you.
No, he spoke about me with Strike Back.
Oh, was it Strike Back?
It was Strike Back.
Oh, okay.
Which was it was funny to see that on TV. Someone sent that to me, talking about his love for this show, Strike Back. It was explosions, guns, and ammo. I don't know. It was funny to hear that.
But what a lovely compliment, though.
It was great.
Yeah,
it was great. And also, one of my favourites, we were in Comic-Con, San Diego, and Henry Winkler walked past. Now, the people that I was with, I don't know, maybe it was showing my age, but I was freaking out about that. I was like, that's cool, the Fonz. And they didn't know it. And then he saw me and was like, oh, Damien Scott from Strike Back, And,
whoa.
And he watched, but he then went through these scenes where he knew a lot of detail. He loved the show. And I was sitting there freaking out about that. But then he said, can I have a photo? And I was like, yeah, Henry, I want a photo. I wasn't going to ask him because I was kind of a bit embarrassed or just nervous.
Yeah.
But, things like that. It got to people.
But you've never been in any of his films yet. What's going on?
No, I know.
He thinks you're a crap actor. But you're in a show.
Barry. I'd love to be on Barry.
Oh, what a great show. Yeah. So anyway, the one that I thought.
Yes. Blind Spot. Well, that was a brilliant show as far as, we never, I guess our job is gambling. You never know how it's going to be received and whatever. And the first script for Blind Spot, I was on board straight away. It was a win-win for me. It was a good story, and then it was set in New York, filmed in New York.
Yeah. Oh, wow. How long did you spend there?
Well, 5 years.
5 years.
So that's where it was great, but it was, the hours of a network TV show are quite insane, which I never knew. Yeah. I never knew that. Like, I understand when we're sort of doing a film or whatever, and you've got some long days, but those.
So tell our viewers what do you mean? How many hours a day were you working?
Well, sometimes we were filming like 16-hour days.
Whoa.
And like by the end, you just, and you're obviously, you're repeating, you're doing scenes over and over again. Cameras are going to each actor and whatever. And by the end, you just sort of you go a bit loopy because you've done it so many times and it's now 16 hours down. It's like, got to get the day done, go home, go to sleep, learn lines for the next day, do it again. And it was, sometimes a bit monotonous with that. But we had great writing team and there was great episodes in that. I'd ask for the next day's scenes, and then while they're setting up cameras and whatever, you're just learning the lines.
Do you find it hard or easy learning lines?
Easy. I guess it's like you're sort of like an athlete. You sort of train that muscle to work, and after the accident, I had an accident a few years ago, and that was hard. Coming back into that and sort of trying to,
because they stopped production because of your accident, didn't they?
Yeah, they had to.
They had to.
Yeah,
you were the star. But it's that whole plan. Do you find that you actually take the character home with you? Do you start talking that way when you go home, or do you let it rest?
No, I let it rest. It was, I don't know. I guess it's a funny thing that, you could go in and out of accents or whatever. So like American, and then I just go into my Australian accent. If I forgot a line or whatever, and that threw a few people.
Yeah.
Like, a few actors are just like, oh, fuck, you're Aussie? It's like, yeah, I am.
They didn't even know?
No, some,
okay.
When you're just sort of doing scenes or whatever, and they'd come in. Also, from Strike Back, there's a fair few people that have sort of come up to me going, are you the guy from Strike Back? And I'm like, yeah, Sully. And they're like, no, wait, are you the guy? I'm like, yeah. Your voice is different. I'm like, yeah. You put on that accent to earn the money.
Yeah. Talking about the fires, you were involved in a show called Fires.
Yes, I was.
Tell us about that. Did that
So-
come out of COVID time?
Yeah, that was. Yeah, we were filming it during COVID, and again, I got to work with some good friends of mine, Tony Ayres and Belinda Chaco, who wrote it, and she did, I think, one of my first films I ever did, City Loop. But yeah, that was a great story to be part of. A hard-hitting story, of how it affected Australia and people in that time, and over the year after year when it happens. But it was it's kind of a harrowing series to watch.
And now with all the floods going on as
Yeah,
well.
I know.
And it's some of the same people as well, which
Yeah,
is...
yes. And I know they've just rebuilt their house or whatever from the fires. And the floods kick in. So, was it La Nina?
Yeah. While you were here, after the verdict...
Yes.
Was that a COVID...
That was a COVID escape to Sydney, which was, I was really thankful for, because we got out of here. And then my partner fell in love with Sydney, and she's like, why do we live in Melbourne? And I went, go to the real estate agent, you'll find out why. But it was great to get out of here.
Yeah, but a great little series. It was only, 6 weeks?
Yeah, yeah. 6 eps, and it was 3 months up in Sydney over summer. Great story, great cast.
A really interesting story.
Yeah.
And quite original.
Yes.
So I can see somebody picking it up overseas and running with it.
Well, I think, I don't know what we're streaming on overseas, but it's, I'm hoping for the second series.
Really?
As we all do.
Okay. But I've got to go back a few years because it's hysterical. 300.
Yeah.
How much fun was that making?
Yeah. That was, to be an actor, I didn't really do much theatre. I did at school, but it felt like you're on stage there.
Did it?
Yeah, it was like, I got there and, we'd been training for months. I was doing strike back at the time, and then, training to get those abs and stuff. But then to get on set, and that first time, I was thinking about this the other day, where I guess they just expect you to be able to do that, and I guess that's what actors do. It's like we all
What do you
sign.
mean do that?
Just do that. Just get out there and just be in charge. Just be the leader of an army. But they put a denim skirt on you. You walk out, give you a sword, and you're like, shit. Oh damn, I'm in charge. It's like, and you do it. And it
would have been all green screen as
Yeah.
well. So for those that don't know, there's no real set.
No, there's, obviously we're in a theatre here, but it's just surrounded by green screens. But we're on a gimbal, which is, that's sort of the ship, and, the gimbal sort of, makes it move and whatever. So, at least we had that. But then, you're getting people to run around the set with tennis balls on the end of broomsticks and whatever, as to, to give you an eye line to look at that's a boat there, and that tennis ball's another boat. It's like,
Is it off-putting? With the fact, or do you get into the zone?
But that's what I mean. I guess, Dave, where it's like, that's where they expect you to do it. You just got to do it, because it's like, okay, so that ball's That's a horse or something, all right, and that one's a boat, and you just got to pretend, mate. And that's the great thing. That's where it is. It's like, I guess, dress-ups for adults.
Yeah.
It's we're playing.
Yeah.
And that's where it become a lot of fun. And especially, some of the team of my soldiers, we're all looking, one way, and so they're looking out at that ship. I was like,
that tennis ball.
Hey, boy, that ball. And I was like, yeah, boys, there's got to be another ball over there because we're getting surrounded by ships. And so then they all turned around, and they're all looking that way. And I'm like, boys, that ship, that ball, okay. So half you got to go that way, half this side. And it was kind of, that was fun to I don't know, to get into the zone. And you pretend you're in that world.
Most of the production you've done, you're right there.
Yeah.
You're like, New York is there.
Running through the streets of Thailand or whatever. And,
and do you like that? Different cities, different experiences, how different 300 was to everything else. It must keep you on your toes as an actor.
Yeah, it does. But it's also, that's one of the perks of the job, that you get to travel, experience, different, foods and languages and cultures, It's,
but you
that's
don't,
my favourite.
But you actually say that you don't experience it because you're so busy working.
New York, I did. But New York was the one that got me. Whereas Strike Back, we were doing French hours. So there was no lunch. It was just, there's no stopping. And it was 10-hour days. And that's it. And so then, we had time to discover, go out and discover the world that we're in. But New York, that's where it hurt. But that's okay because Lexi's American. So we're going back for White Christmas this year.
Oh, yeah. So you're leaving this beautiful weather we're having here now.
Oh, yes, because it's such a great summer.
So is there sort of a concept or an idea that you've got yourself that you would like to develop as an actor? Or aren't you that sort of actor?
No, I am that actor. There was a project that I don't know. My agent saw a photo of mine that I was in Bluestone Lane, which is a great coffee shop in New York, and it was they sort of had these sort of affirmations on the board or whatever, and little quotes. But our first police force was made up of convicts. And yeah, my agent, I posted that, and I was like, that explains a lot. But yeah, he said, "Is that true?" I was like, "Yeah." And then we sort of developed, this synopsis of like a 10-part series, and that's still there, still floating around, but also producing. Keeping everything going as you got to do.
Do you like that? Do you
Yeah.
like the behind the scenes stuff?
Yeah. That's and throughout my younger days, I was a grip and actor, and sometimes on the same shows. So the grips being the boys that put down the tracks,
Yeah.
and whatever.
What, as a 16 or 17-year-old?
No, I was sort of 20s.
Oh, okay.
But I think it was Rush. I think I was on Rush where I had one scene to do on one day, and I was gripping anyway, but yeah, I just went in there and put on the costume, did the scene, finished, put your little earwig in, and then went back to gripping.
So many shows you've been on, and remembering them now, is it all nice memories? Like just pulling something like Rush out of midair then?
It is, like that, and you said Secret Life, like those, they were fun days.
And
Me and Steve Curry, and you didn't even know that I was on that.
I didn't. I didn't.
Great. No, but me and Stephen Curry.
Yeah.
I can remember having a little laughs with him on the fact that we finally got on there, because I think we were on the 4th series.
Oh, I'd given up by then.
Yeah, thanks. Is this over? No, we that it used to piss me off because I was living on Beaconsfield Parade, so I'd see them all the time playing the soccer games and whatever.
Yeah.
I'd run across there and sneak some food from the caterers, but finally got on it, and then it was a shame because it didn't last, but it was.
Well, yeah, because once you're on a show, it goes downhill.
Well, good luck then.
Sully, what a treat it's been having you on today.
Thanks, Joe.
Congratulations on a brilliant career. You really have had an excellent career. And, just the little bits and pieces you can talk about, you're going to write a book?
Wow. Yep, you're making me feel very young. No, I'm not going to write a book. I can't, like, what? There'd be just little excerpts. Well, there you go.
but why not? Why not just have the little...
A few years.
Yeah, little bits and pieces.
Yeah.
From...
It is funny, like, someone was asking the other day, who I've met that really made me happy. And one of them was Sir Patrick Stewart. And he was standing next to LL Cool J. My agent at the time, he was like, "Do you want to meet LL?" And I was like, "No, I want to meet Sir Patrick." He went, "Who?" I said, "Sir Patrick Stewart, dude." Anyway, then I got to meet him. We met. He left, and then both me and LL Cool J were freaking out that we got to talk to Sir Patrick Stewart. Which is, and my agent was just in there going, "Really?" I was like, yeah. And LL, but both of us.
Legend.
But like kids.
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you so much for being on the show.
My pleasure.
I'm David Hunt. You've been watching The Art Hunter. We'll be back again next week. See ya.